Good evening, Excelsior family. My name is Patricia Sannon. I am one of the guidance counselors here at Excelsior. I am also the special education coordinator and the 504 coordinator. I'm here to explain to you how to read your child's report card. So on the report card, the first thing you'll see is your child's information, their name, an ID number, and their official class. Moving over to the right, you'll see where it says daily attendance. And daily attendance will have marking period 1, since this first report card is marking period 1. Absence will show you the amount of times that your child was absent overall in the school building. The lateness refers to the amount of times that your child arrived to school after 10:30 a.m. So lateness is based on their daily attendance. Moving further down, you will see that your child's course code, which is the code of the classes that they're currently taking. The report card is not a reflection of your child's schedule, so it's not going in order of first period to through 8th. It is just going in the order based on the coding of the classes. So you'll see that you have on the left-hand side, course code, then it goes to the title of the class, which is the name of the class, the teacher that is assigned to that class, and then your child's first marking period grade. Next to the grade, that would most likely be a 45 and above grade. 45 meaning that the child has not shown up to the class and he's there failed. 65 is what is considered a passing score for a class. Moving next to that, you will see a number in a box. That is usually the amount of times that your child was absent from that particular class period. Then below the grades, you will see a simple average. So the simple average is accumulation of all of their classes added up together and divided by the amount of classes that they take, and that gives you an average of their grade. If the child is scheduled for any regions, below where it says exams taken or exam scores, their region scores would be placed in that area. And also if there are any upcoming regions, they're usually labeled at the bottom of that. If the teachers provided any comments, you'll see that off to the right-hand side for the individual classes. Not all teachers always provide comments, but that is where you would find it. And that is how to read your child's report card.
Good evening, Excelsior families. My name is Ms. Carter and I serve grades 9 and 10. Thinking about what Ms. Sannon explained to you regarding the report card, it is your third and final grade that appears on your transcript. Our year is broken up into 2 terms, fall term and spring term. At the end of January is your fall term, and at the end of June is your spring term. If you have any questions regarding your child's transcript, you may email me at kcarter4@schools.nyc.gov. Please give the school a phone call to reach me, and students, you can find me in room 337C. Thank you and have a great evening.
Hello, Excelsior parents. I'm here this evening to talk to you about your child's transcript. I know this is a document that you might have had when you were in high school, but you might not remember how to read it. So we're going to talk today about how to read your child's transcript. So in front of you, you may be seeing a 9th grade transcript. I have it in front of me as well. So if you notice, this student started the 9th grade in 2023. But there's some courses that are also listed for 2022. This student took a course in middle school that counted as a high school course. So this student received credit for a course that they took in middle school, received high school credit. They also took the exam and they received a WG. If you see a WG on your child's transcript, a WG just means waived. We also have a WA on transcript that also means waived. That means they didn't get a 65 or higher, but they got a score that was close enough for the state to request for them to receive a waiver. Now, remember, waivers of WG were given during the COVID season or during the extension of the COVID season. We don't typically give WGs now. We do give waivers for other reasons, but you will find out about that as your child progresses through high school. This student in 2023, term 1, took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 courses. That is typically what we offer, 7 courses per semester. Each course, students are required to earn a grade of 65 or higher in order to be considered a passing grade. For this student, their term average was an 80.83. They earned 6.58 credits. So how come the student took 7 courses and earned 6.58 credits? That's because our gym courses are not worth 1 credit, they are worth 0.58. So a student may be sitting in 7 courses, but if one of them is gym, that gym course is going to be worth 0.58 of a credit. This student took the second half of most of their classes for the second semester. Instead of taking the second half of their Spanish class, this child was placed in a computer science class. They still received 6.58 credits because that class was also a full credit class. They took that gym class, which is the 0.58 credits, I'm sorry. So for this student, they started high school with 1 Regents, that WG. At the end of the 2023 school year, they took 3 Regents and they received a score of 80 on the English, which is unusual for 9th graders. We don't usually have 9th graders take the English Regents, but this student showed promise, and so we offered them the English Regents in the 9th grade. They received an 80. They took the U.S. History exam and received a 76, and took the Algebra 1 exam and received a 67. This student starts the 10th grade with 15.16 credits. So for those of you who are 9th grade parents, remember, your 9th grade child will only have a transcript at this time if they have already taken courses in middle school. For 9th graders, the first time they see a transcript is at the end of their first semester, which is usually in the February of their 9th grade year. This student would be promoted to the 10th grade. In order to be promoted to the 10th grade, your child will need a minimum of 11 credits. So this student is on track for Regents and on track for credits and was promoted to the 10th grade. Now, if your child is a 10th grader, what do they need at the end of the 10th grade year to be considered an 11th grader? Your child needs to earn a minimum of 22 credits by the end of their 10th grade year to be considered an 11th grade student. If your child has less than that, then they are considered promotion and doubt, and you will receive documentation regarding that and what they need in order to catch up. Your child may need to sit in summer school, they may need to retake exams as well. In order for an 11th grader to be considered a 12th grade student, they need to have a minimum of 33 credits at the end of the 11th grade year. And they must have the 5 required Regents for the Regents diploma. So if a child has all of those, now let's look at what a 12th grade transcript would look like. This is a 12th grader who is just starting their 12th grade year. This student is a student who has passed every course they've probably ever taken in high school because they're starting their 12th grade year with 44.66 credits. I know that students need to have 44 credits to graduate, but most students graduate with far more than 44 credits. 44 is the minimum. If students are earning credits at the 11 credit per year rate, then they will have 44. But if students are earning credits based on what we're offering them, which is closer to 14 per year, then they will have far more than the 44 credits. This senior started high school in another state or another country. They transferred. All transfer credits look slightly different than the credits that are offered in a New York City high school. You will see that transfer credits are represented not by a grade, but by credit. So if your child is coming from out of state or out of the country and they transfer to a New York City high school, you will not see the grades that they received in their other country or their other state. You will only see credit. We will acknowledge that their school stated that they passed those courses. That means if your child is coming from another state or another country, we need that transcript. That transcript lets us know if your child was passing the courses or failing the courses that they were taking prior to coming to a New York City high school. We take those courses and we transfer them onto a New York City transcript. Now, if they're failing the courses, we do not transfer them. We only take courses that they passed. That's why sometimes you may believe that your child is an 11th grader coming to New York City, but when we look at their transcript from the previous state or the previous country, we will see exactly what they passed. And we use their transcript from that country to determine, or from that state, to determine what they actually passed. Now, when we take those grades, the passing grades, they come into our transcript only as a credit. This student then continued in 2022 term 1 and took a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 courses and received a full 7 credits. This student also recently just transferred into New York City, into Excelsior from another school, and their school gave gym at 0.5 credits. And so when you see the 0.5 credits, that's why they ended up with a round number of 7. Now, in order for a student to graduate from high school, you know they need to have a minimum of 44 credits and the 5 required regions. What are those? They must have English. They must have 1 math. They must have 1 science. They must have 1 social studies. And then the other exam, the 5th exam, can be an extra science, an extra math, or an extra social studies exam. Your child can also graduate with an advanced regions diploma, in which case they will need 9 exams. All the math exams, 2 science exams, and the additional language exam, which can be Spanish in the case of our school, and they will also need 6 of those foreign language credits. If you have questions, you can reach out to our guidance department. Thanks for being with us, parents.